Take me back to Liberia, where the drums still play my song. Take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
LIB Future TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.
All right. We're good. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Monday edition of Liberia Future TV in collaboration with Care Radio FM 95.9. We are coming to you live through the airwaves throughout Monrovia and all of our other 14 counties. Welcome. Please, if you are in our social media, please share the show. If you are listening by radio, please call someone closer, draw somebody near, and let's have a great show. As usual, this is the Monday edition. We kick off the week, and we're going to start that off with our dear sister, Miss Lavetta Davis. She's going to get us caught up on all of the headlines happening in our great 43,000 square miles. Lavetta, good evening. How are you? And you can get started.
Good evening to you. Welcome to today's LIB Future Trending News Update. Lino political leader criticizes a UP administrator handling of the 90 million United States dollars cocaine investigation. The political leader of Liberia National Union, Lino, has strongly criticized the handling of cocaine valued at more than 90 million United States dollars seized at the Roberts International Airport. According to Dr. Clarence Monoba, the drug is not an ordinary drug case, but a major national security matter. According to him, the case raises serious questions about border security, airport operations, organized crime, corruption, and the integrity of the Liberian justice system. Dr. Monoba lamented that Liberians want answers, accountability, and the confidence that the full truth will emerge and that every individual connected to this operation, regardless of status or influence, will be brought before the law. He wonders why, with more than a week after the historic seizure, the government of Liberia, through the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, continues to withhold key information from the public, arguing that disclosure could compromise ongoing investigations and the collection of evidence. He stressed that for years, Liberians have witnessed the names, photographs, and identities of drug suspects being publicly released almost immediately after arrest. He added, ordinary citizens, including young people and poor citizens, have been identified, knowing that in many instances these disclosures occurred long before any court determined guilt or innocence. Dr. Monoba asserted that today, in one of the largest cocaine seizures in Liberia's recent history, citizens are suddenly told that disclosure could jeopardize the investigation, wondering if this new standard is necessary. Why was it not applied in previous cases? Dr. Monoba said if premature disclosure can prejudice prosecution, why were past suspects publicly exposed before trial, adding that these are not political questions but of fairness and of equal treatment under the law. He furthered that the government cannot apply one standard to ordinary Liberians and another standard when powerful interests may be involved. Governor of Liberia Deputy spokesman Daniel Sando accuses members of the opposition of attempting to undermine the investigation under the recent 19 million United States dollar drug seizure. Speaking on OKFN, Sanders said the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, LDEA, and other security institutions are actively investigating the case, but alleged that some opposition figures are circulating false information and misleading photographs on social media, which could interfere with the ongoing probe. According to Sanders, drug enforcement agency has not officially released any photographs or particular details of the six persons of interest linked to the case. He further stated disclosing the names and images of individuals under investigation at this stage could compromise the integrity of the investigation and potentially allow suspects to destroy evidence or obstruct the process. Ministry of Education announces strict enforcement of approved graduation fees and regulations for the 2025-2026 academic year. The Ministry of Education has informed all public and private schools across Liberia that the approved graduation fees and regulation contained in the 2025-2026 academic calendar shall be strictly enforced. In a release on Monday, the ministry stated that 12th grade students at all public schools should pay the amount of 5,000 Liberian dollars, while 12th grade students at all private schools should pay 100 United States dollars. The ministry further that 6th and 9th graders at all public schools should pay 3,500 Liberian dollars, while 6th and 9th graders at all private schools should pay 6,000 Liberian dollars each. The release noted that kindergarten K2 at all public schools should pay 2,500 Liberian dollars, while kindergarten K2 at all private schools should pay 5,000 Liberian dollars. According to the ministry, schools are not authorized to impose, demand, or collect graduation related fees beyond the amounts approved by the Ministry of Education. It noted that graduation fees should be collected only after the official release of the West African Senior School Certificate Examination results, stressing that no school is authorized to collect graduation fees before the results are officially announced. According to the release, graduation exercises for grade 6 and 9 are permitted only when these classes represent the terminal level of the institution, adding that the official graduation attire shall be the respective school uniform. The release stated that schools that already own graduation gowns may permit their use, warning that no additional fees should be charged for gowns, rental purchases, or related attire. Parents and guardians are encouraged to report any school demanding unauthorized graduation fees or enforcing requirements inconsistent with ministry regulations. The release added that all schools are required to comply fully with these regulations, noting that the ministry will investigate reported violations and take appropriate administrative action against schools found to be in breach of these activities. McGill rejects U.S. sanction claims mistaking identity. Margibi County Senator and former Minister of State for Presidential Affairs Nathaniel McGill has described the sanction imposed on him by the United States government as a case of mistaken identity, maintaining that his actions while serving in government were intended to advance the interests of ordinary Liberians. It can be recalled that McGill was sanctioned on August 15, 2022 by the U.S. Department of Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control under the Global Magnitsky Sanction Program over allegations of involvement in public corruption. Speaking to legislative reporters up Capitol Hill, Senator McGill accused members of the then opposition bloc of allegedly disseminating misleading information against him. McGill acknowledged that his designation of formed part of a broader anti-corruption drive by the U.S. government, but argued that the evidence presented him was fabricated and obtained through questionable means. According to Maggie County Senator, concerns have since emerged from others who claimed their voices and identities were used without authorization, which he said supports objection he has consistently raised regarding the allegation against him. Several market women at Raleigh Market on Monday staged a protest against the increase in market fees and the poor condition of market structures. The women blocked a section of the main road along UN Drive, demanding immediate intervention from the national government to address their concerns. According to the aggrieved marketeers, the fees charged for market tables and waste disposal have become excessive for struggling traders who are already facing low sales and reduced customer traffic. According to the protesters, the Liberia Marketing Association allegedly increased table and waste disposal fees from 20 Liberian dollars to 50 Liberian dollars. They noted that additional financial obligations, including identification card fees, dues, and security payments, continue to place a heavy burden on them. The marketeers further argued that the current economic hardship has reduced the number of customers visiting the market, thereby resulting in low profits and making it difficult for many sellers to meet their daily expenses. Responding to the marketeers' concerns, Aaron, deputy manager for operation at the Liberian Marketing Association, acknowledged the increase in fees but stated that the decision was approved during the association's 2024 convention. He explained that resolution was endorsed by market superintendents from all 15 counties and is therefore binding on market authorities nationwide. He further disclosed that several meetings had been held with the leadership of Raleigh Market to communicate and explain the reasons behind the new fee structure. Meanwhile, the market women are calling on the government and relevant stakeholders to review the increases and improve conditions at the market to ease the burden on traders. The National Students Command for Liberia has condemned the reported indefinite suspension of Michael N. Blodgett by the Adventist University of West Africa. In a statement, NASCO says Blodgett was suspended after raising concerns about what it calls exorbitant and unjustified graduation fees. The institution describes the suspension as an attack on student advocacy and freedom of expression and says the university's action contradicts guidance from the National Commission on Higher Education and the Ministry of Education. The student group argued that the suspension came just one day after a meeting between NASCO, the NCHE, and the Ministry of Education in which committees were made to address students' concerns. NASCO is therefore calling for the immediate and unconditional reversal of the suspension and urges the NCHE and the Ministry of Education to intervene. The group says it will use all lawful means to defend students' rights and prevent what it calls intimidation and victimization of students speaking out on campus issues. The Federation of Liberian Youth FLA has vowed that it will launch a non-stop public campaign to push for removal of every security head who fails to produce results in the 19 million United States dollar drug investigation. FLA alleged that the Transitional Criminal Syndicate has been working inside Liberia's institutions, corrupting systems and ruining lives of young people. According to the student group, It supports the president's war on drugs and backs the House of Representatives' June 16 summons for the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, Ministry of Justice, Immigration, Customs, and RIA. FLA, however, warns that if the hearing produces no tangible results, they will name those responsible and keep taking action until someone is held accountable. And opposition CDC Secretary General Jefferson Kochi says Liberia is becoming a narcotic state under President Joseph Boakai. According to Kochi, the seizure of the 19 million drugs is alarming because it is not just the sheer volume of cocaine, but the chilling paper trail it leaves across Liberia's own aviation security architecture. He alleged that the consignment was loaded through our secure system as so-called general cargo on an international air will bill, satisfied by airport security as having passed X-ray and regular training, but it is still departed Monrovia for London. Kochi argued that the document named a Liberian registered shipper in Cinco and a specific consignee in behind providing that this was not some showaway backdoor shipment, but a fully documented consignment following two regulated channels with official signature attached. Those were the latest new updates from Liberia. My name is Lavecta Davis. Good evening.
Thank you so much, Lavera. Thank you so much for that brilliant presentation. We appreciate you always, and we'll see you again next week. Thank you. Have a great and safe night.
Okay, thank you too.
All right, so there you have it, people. That was the reading of what I like to call our update of the past week in our 43,000 square miles. So that's where you have it. Today, we are going to talk about drugs. We're going to talk about drugs in our country. We're going to talk about how drugs are affecting our youth in our country. We're going to talk about the latest drug bust that occurred at the Roberts International Airfield. And we're going to talk about the pending investigation, the reaction of the Liberia security forces, as well as the explanation that has been given. We're going to talk about the reaction from Liberians from all walks of life, whether they find themselves in the diaspora, whether they find themselves in Liberia, whether they find themselves on either side of the political ravine. We're going to talk about that. That is going to be our major topic for the first hour. And then for the last 30 minutes, we'll talk about the World Cup. Hopefully, we'll be able to bring in some of our listeners to contribute. But if we aren't able to, then we will do the best we can. Okay? So here we go. On June 8th of this year, we received conflicting news that there had been a confiscation of a consignment of drugs at the Rabat International Airport. We weren't sure if this was drugs coming into the country or whether it was drugs in transit or drugs leaving the country. In all honesty, we're still not sure. We've heard some explanation that the drugs were on their way out of the country. We tried to inquire So does that mean the drug were in country, produced in country? What we have been able to find out so far is that the truth is leaning more towards the drugs being brought into the country, being stored in the country, and attempts to have it exported out of the country, making Liberia a major transfer hub. So first, let's talk about the drug. So what we've been told so far is that this drug is cocaine. We have not been told about the purity of the drug. We have not been told if this drug was already mixed with something else or whether it was in its pure form. What we have been told that is that so far, the weight of this drug was about 237 kilos, 237 kilograms. So let's talk about cocaine. Cocaine comes from a coca plant that is original to South America, that is grown in different parts of the world now, but still majority of the growing is done in South America. This drug is grown illegally. It is chopped, it is squashed, crushed, mixed with different chemicals at different points in time to create a white crystal-like powder. Once that is developed, it is then packaged and shipped around the world to the different cartels or the different members or branches of the cartel to be distributed and sold on the streets. When people want to analyze or to associate a cost, a value to cocaine or to drugs, they do that based on what they call the street value. So not exactly how much it costs to produce it, okay, but instead how much the value is going to be when it hits the street. Just a little research will tell you that, of course, different streets, different cities, different countries around the world associate different value to drugs, especially cocaine. The United States is a major consumer of cocaine. Therefore, the streets of the United States is usually the benchmark for how cocaine is valued. So if you were to associate 237 kilograms of cocaine on the streets of America, that cocaine would be worth about $50 million. So the first thing is, I'm puzzled how they came up with 19 million. Were they talking about different streets? Were they talking about different country? Were they using a different metric system? They have not been able to tell us. So these are some of the questions we have for the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, the LDEA. What they told us was that they recognized the magnitude of the drugs that were seized. They recognized the potential transnational dimensions. And they recognized the possible link to organized crime networks. They told us the reason why they were being so withholding of information was because they didn't want to impede the investigation. We'll talk about that a little bit more. But the first question I want to ask you all out there, do you really think this is the first time Liberia has been used as a hub for drugs? Do you think this is the first time $19 million, $20 million, $50 million worth of cocaine has been transited through Liberia? Come on now. These were just the shipment that got caught. This was just the shipment that got busted. How many other shipments have gone through last week, week before last month? How long has this been going on? We've heard about mysterious planes flying in and out of Liberia. We've heard about the connection between the Dutch kingpin, the Dutch national, that is apparently married to the daughter of the Sierra Leonean president, Marabio. I believe her name is Agnes Bio. And she's married to this guy. And this guy has a warrant for his arrest for the dealing of drugs in the Netherlands, in Europe. He is being protected by the Sierra Leonean president, and it seems like nobody can touch him. So the questions continue to rise, and there don't seem to be any answers for these questions. How much is the cocaine really worth? What's the real value? We're getting conflicting information. Where did it originate from? We're getting conflicting information. Where it was headed, we are getting conflicting information. Whose possession was it in? The thing about import, export, you cannot nothing comes into the country without being associated with somebody. Somebody has to be the custodian of that material, of that good, right? Somebody has to be importing that good. Somebody has to receive the good. The same thing with exporting. The same thing with exporting. Things don't just automatically be exported. Things don't spiritually, ghost-likely be exported. Somebody has to be attached to it. Somebody has to actually be responsible. Somebody has to actually originate the process, originate the exportation, have their name, what they call the bill of lading. Okay? The bill of lading has to have a name attached to it. So, this is the person that is exporting the goods or responsible. Even if they don't own it, they don't have to own it, but they have to be responsible. They have to be attached to the exportation of it as well as the importation. Who is that person? If these goods were already created, and ready to be placed on the plane, it had to have had a bill of lading where the transport paperwork showing who is transporting it, where it's going to, and who's supposed to receive it. Now we are hearing from our able security forces that that kind of information will compromise the investigation. But let me ask you a question. If this was the case, why make it public in the first place? If this was the case, if let's just assume that public knowledge would compromise the investigation, then why make it public? Why not just arrest the goods, arrest the cocaine, confiscate it, take it to your headquarters or wherever you store cocaine, arrest the individuals that were at the airport trying to get it on the plane, take them in, investigate them. Why make it public? If indeed public information will compromise the case, will compromise the investigation, why make it public? What, isn't that over? Think about it. If you have a drug cartel that is supposedly shipping drugs through Liberia to Europe and other places, let's assume that is the case, okay? Because we haven't been told yet exactly what is the case. But let's assume that is the case. You think all this thing that happened in the news, they haven't heard it? You think they haven't read the newspaper? You think they haven't watched Facebook? You think they haven't, if they got colleagues in Liberia and other parts of West Africa, you don't think somebody has already shared the news with them and said, oh, the cocaine that was sending to Europe was confiscated by the security forces in Liberia? You think by now they haven't heard it? You think by now it's I don't understand what you got, where you are going with this secrecy. And that's where I'm coming from. Where are you going? You think they don't know that they're drug? You think wherever plane was leaving to go to Europe, you think when that plane got there and they didn't see the drugs on there, you don't think they think that, oh, something happened? You don't think by now pick up the phone and make calls and they say, oh yeah, they put all the drugs, the security forces to RIA to the drugs. You don't think they know that? To start making what do you want to call it? To start reacting to the process. You really think that right now holding whatever information you think you're holding, you think it's helping? Who do you think is helping at this point? And how is it helping them? Because if the people that own the drugs already know that the drugs were confiscated, all you are doing right now, you are giving them time to cover their tracks. And if there are some of them who are afraid to get caught, to get away. That's all you are doing right now. So I don't understand. Maybe because I'm not security man, I don't understand that part. But I don't understand why you're keeping the information secret right now. When the confiscation of the drugs have been done, the knowledge of the plane was getting on, where it was going, how much, what the quantity in kilos were, is already public knowledge. So what are you holding now? So let's take it a step further. Okay, let's take a little step further. This information that you say you're holding close to your chest is Liberian security forces. I get a question for you. So when you will start making arrests, because you see, Liberia is a very small country. Soon you arrest one big man, the whole country will know. The whole country will know. I don't care if you go there 2 o'clock in the morning in plain clothes and on my car, and you go and test it and you arrest that man. The whole community will know. And guess what happened when the whole community know? The whole country will know. So what you're waiting for now to make arrests? Send your say, you'll get information, but You're investigating. You're keeping it close to your chest. What are you waiting for now? To make arrests? What are you waiting for to call people into question then? And that leads a lot of people to ask themselves, who hear anything? Now, you will hear the politics come out of this, right? There are a lot of seditionists, former government officials, who believe that the CDC was bamboozled. The CDC was lied on. There's a lot of seditionists and former CDC government officials who believe that the Unity Party used lies and propaganda to gain state power. They did not come with facts, but they used lies. And some of those lies were that the CDC government was involved in the Kush trade. And we all know what Kush is. And now they are coming out. They're trying to be vindicated. They're trying to say, you said we don't want selling drugs. We're no longer in power. But every time, drugs stay there. So if we were want selling drugs, why you arrest all year and get in the whole drug trade? If we are the one that was selling drugs, you not catch drug now, why you arrest one CDC person here for exporting drugs? So then they try to flip the script. So now they're asking, is it the Unity Party government that is involved in drugs? And that idea, the longer things remain secret, the longer it seems like nothing is being done, the more people are starting to hold on to that and say, wait, because in our country, we know that either if you money person or you government official, when something happens in your hand inside, at the time nothing can count on it. When you money person or you government official, when something happens in your hand inside, at the time the government can be mum. Can't say anything. So now people are starting to ask the question, is this the case? Are people were inside? And when I start hearing names, top government official name by people. I don't know where they get the information from. I don't know. We have laws in the country. You can't just get up and start accusing people. But we are hearing names from people. I was looking at posts from social media the other day. I saw people. Can you imagine like the advisor to the president? Name were in there. I'm like, what? The speaker name were in there. I'm like, wait. What are people getting this information from? I've been knowing Jeremiah Kuhn now since LU days. You know that our accounting prof. I know the man to be like that. But people change. So you can never put your neck on chopping both for anybody. Okay? But where are people getting all this information? Calling all the government officials? Some are not government officials, but they are friends of the first family. Some of them are business people in the country. But these names are coming up. And we are not hearing anything from the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. We're not hearing anything from the Liberia National Police. We're not hearing anything from the National Security Agency. None. They just say, we're investigating. So people starting now to ask questions. Are you serious? You're really serious that that thing will happen and nothing will come out of here? And it takes people's mind back to the last administration. You remember when when a $100 million drug was caught and people were arrested, investigated, forwarded to court, and subsequently released, deemed not guilty, and allowed to leave the country, and fear nothing counted that one. $100 million drugs caught. Nothing counted it. Now you wonder why people are anxious, why there's anxiety, because people seeing the same pattern again. People seeing the same pattern. So many things happen in our country. Nothing counted. We can start listing for nothing who all the way. But most recently, the illegal removal of Representative Yeke Koluba. Nothing counted. The Constitution says if you remove a member of parliament or a representative within a certain time, you must inform the National Election Commission so that they can effect an election to replace that person, to fill that vacancy, to fill that seat. It's very important. The people of District 10 do not have a representative in the House. Things are being discussed, right? Laws are being written. The annual budget will soon start being discussed. You know, that starts in July. Even though it doesn't get passed till November, but the discussion of the annual budget begins in July. So in July, the House of Representatives, per its constitutional mandate, right, it will start to develop the appropriations for 2027 without a lawmaker for District 10 representing District 10. And this is where we are. These are some of the reasons why it is so important. District 10 has district funds, legislative funds, that has not been allocated to the district for the last 3 years. That district needs that money. Go drive through Chuba. See if the district don't need that money. District need the money. All those things need to happen. But yet, we do not have it. Not only do we not have a lawmaker, this Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives has not informed the National Election Commission that there is a vacancy. Our Honorable Court, Representative Yeke Koluba, went to the court. You see, the thing about a civilized community, the thing about a civilized country, a civilized democracy is that when you feel you have been wronged, you can proceed to court where your grievances will be heard, where you'll be allowed to face your accuser, and where it must be demanded that your accuser prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty. Until then, you are innocent. That is what our Constitution says. The Honorable Yeke Koluba felt he had been aggrieved. He felt he had been injured. Instead of resorting to barbaric means, instead of resorting to violence, instead of resorting to instigation, he went to the court and he made his case at the court. The court saw enough value in his case, okay, to write the Honorable House of Representatives, okay, and instill in them an injunction to withhold, stop everything going on right now, and come to my chambers so you can explain certain things on why Representative Yefe Koluba rights are being violated. The House of Representatives ignore that thing. Say, well, I beg you, man, we'll do whatever we want to do. They cast their vote. Even when they cast their vote, they say they have 49. There are people today that say, I never signed that paper. Anything counter it? Nothing. There are people who say, I was not even in the country, but they knew on the paper. Anything counter it? Nothing counter it. Nothing counter it. Then you confuse why Liberians today feel like they drug team, nothing will counter it. Because they see in the country every day things happen and nothing come out of it. And that's why people feel nervous. That's why people, when things like this happen, people get anxious. Because they see the impact of drugs in the country. They see the impact of drugs in the country. And they see that every time Liberia has the opportunity to step up to the plate and do something right, do something that sets the country in the right direction, nothing comes out of it. And so this is where they stand. This is how people feel. Will anything come out of this? And if nothing comes out of this, if we can catch $100 million worth of drugs with the first administration and nothing counter it, and then we catch $50 million worth of drugs with this administration and nothing counter it, my people, then let them lead the whole drug problem. Let them lead the whole drug fight. Let close LDA. That money they let take and do different thing with it. And let them leave it so the drug money do what the drug want to. Let's start wasting our time. Because if we cannot do something now, then you just tell the whole world that Liberia just open for business. Yeah, you can make the cooking capital. You can make the cooking capital. But this is where we are, my people. And I really want to hear from you all out there. I really want to hear from you all. So we'll reach out to our producer, Tuzon. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
How are you this evening?
I'm good.
Awesome. So please announce the numbers. Let's see if we can get some callers on. I really want to hear from them what they feel about this whole drug case and all of the secret hush behind it.
All right, folks. You're listening to. Okay. You're listening to our host out there, Michael Padmore. So, if you want to be part of the platform, Liberia Future TV, this lovely Monday night, number to call is 0777 959 959. Let's go to line 1 and talk to this person. Good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening.
Your name calling from where?
Yeah, this is Jones K. Wetty calling from Japan Field.
Okay, James, go ahead. Jones.
Yeah, let me start by saying what the ANC did in Tampa. The ANC wrote the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission asking them to investigate the alleged 10 million in FOIA. So I'm calling on the ANC to do the same. Let there be a communication, written communication to the world. Because what we see now in this country, just a delay is just a deny. Those people within President Joseph Yuma Boyka, the Unity Party, they want to shield those people by using those 6 persons they arrested for the Rabat International Airport. Why are they trying to shield those people? You know, the drugs, it was processed and packaged in this country airport. It arrived at the Rabat International Airport, it was arrested. So it's a clear manifestation that we have a cartel here. Out of this cartel is manufacturing drugs or not, they get a production, they get somewhere they continue to plan. How are they are planting just some part of the nation and what we want to believe in this country. And we are not going to see President Joseph Yuma Boyka is the one producing the drugs, or is the one bringing everybody fact we are sophisticated. We won't be like the opposition or Tampa, a unity party opposition. But for every little drugs that came to the country, our President George, we are then or Finabono, Jefferson Koji. No, now we are going to tell them that the international community is watching. The international consists of the European Union, the United States of America, and the rest they are watching. And we are calling on them. They should closely monitor this situation. Washington is close to us here because I'm of the strongest conviction this government wants to shield people and just use those 6 individuals as a means to escape. But this entire drugs issue will not be our 30 days situation in the country because they have the conviction. Right after 30 days, it is a done deal. Like people, they no longer has any issue with it. But we are telling them we will ring this bell every day. I'm calling on the AMC. Let there be a rating communication to the world, telling the world of the 20 or 19 points. Someone made on drugs that are arrested at the Rabat International Airport. They should flag it, but if not, those people will play their usual politics. They are in front of the international community. But for all the regular caller, we are exerting the pressure. They are not in front of us. But one Uncle Sam is involved, the European Union is involved, they will certainly bring those people to book. So I'm calling on AMC, do it for the sake of the people of this country. Like what you people did as to the 10 million current bill for you. Now LCC is trying to play a game, but we are watching. We are watching to see what they will do as to the investigation. They say now they are doing preliminary investigation. We are waiting the result from the investigation.
All right.
Have a good day.
Okay, thank you, Jones. Let's switch to the next person. Good evening, Mohammed.
Tizo.
Yeah, good evening and welcome to the platform.
Okay, well, my name is Mohammed Donzo Fufana Jr.,
Okay.
but I come from the Japan Freeway.
All right.
Well, this evening, as my colleague, as the first caller said, this government is shooting the drugs, captured within our republic. Because you cannot tell me that a DA that is so effective that anytime they arrest a suspect with drugs, you always taking camera to the person and take that photos and post it. But this time around, this guy went to the airport and saw that drug. When information hit these guys and that this drugs was packaged by a specific person that worked within the government, these guys, you know what they did? They left the airport. They went to the airport on Sunday. On Sunday when the drug was discovered, they went there and then they told the airport official that we are going back and come out on the next day, which is on Monday. How can you go and see a drug for a appointed day and saying that you want to go come back? So it's like people within this government is doing something that will spoil our nation, that will spoil our youth. And for the thing that these guys now they supported people around here. They said that they were doing a drugs campaign. What about the just Allah say they are fighting drugs and they are bringing drugs in our nation, manipulating our system, destroying our youth. So this government, we need to see this government from in power 21. And I tell you guys.
Thank you, Mohammed. Talk to the next person. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening. Your name calling from where?
Good evening, sir. I'm the common board chairman. My name is T1P Willie, and I join you from Stockholm District 4.
Okay, go ahead.
We said this a number of times, and we didn't listen to us at the time. I represent concern librarian for the justice.
Yeah.
We said if you give Liberia, this our beloved and good country, former vice president Boakai and now the president, he will destroy it because they don't have any record of certain things. all his record get point to the direction of retrogression. Or let me say, inform you that as a Jew, putting that anybody from Liberia traveling now around their terrain will be scrutinized. You will be searched thoroughly. Liberians are now being local or George people. So our image is being fixed on the international scene. This is retrogression. These are things we were saying in the past. These old men don't have record of retrogression. If you give Labrador to him, Labrador retrogress. Labrador is heading down to the downward trend. You cannot need that.
Your line is bad. I think your line is bad. Good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, your name calling from where?
I'm Zagama calling from Cinco this evening.
All right, welcome to the platform, LIB Future TV.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the drugs discussion.
All right.
It's a very critical discussion that I think every Liberian need to be concerned about because it has the propensity to destroy our country. And from what we have been observing over the past few days from the government, they themselves are implicated themselves. This afternoon, I listened to Dana Sano saying that opposition can mislead information. No one is can mislead information. You are the cause of people speculating because the government has failed to inform the people on what actually the investigation is. So as a result, you create room for people to speculate. We know in the history of LDA, whenever they grab drug suspects, those guys are named and shamed. They are photographed taking place on social media immediately. But in this one, from all indications, the government of the Republic of Liberia, we are convinced that most of the officials are connected to the particular issue. That is why today the ORC of the LDA is under immense pressure not to call the name of those connected, both locally and internationally, because locally they are sitting at the highest decision-making body. So, for me, from what I observed, they draw issue, they were just doing like the Solomon border issue, where they just told us, oh yeah, the diplomatic mean they are going back up to now more than 45 months. The president of the Republic of Liberia cannot tell Liberia anything. The Ministry of Information cannot tell Liberia anything. That's the same thing they will do with the drugs here. Because who are those that going to enforce the investigation? The enforcer are part of the crime. So who will investigate?
Oh.
So Liberia should just deal with that particular drug issue. It will just serve as a history that during the regime of the United Party under Joseph Imam Bouaka, 19.2 men are killed in this country and went flat.
Oh, wow.
The same way today, our border, Guinea is foreigners sitting on our land.
Thank you.
Nothing is coming from the air. It's a scene where they want to put the business. Thank you very much, my brother.
All right, we'll switch to the next person. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, sir.
You sounding low?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, your name?
Okay, this is Peter Star. Thank you this evening for your line of conversation.
Yeah, calling from where?
But
Peter.
I joined from District 3.
All right, go ahead, Peter.
If you remember, I think back in the days, there was a DA boss out of your operation in the DA. And he said something very profound. I don't want to remember that. He said, look, the people who are doing the reason why fighting jobs is hard, people who are highly placed in government are the ones who are doing the just business. So he had to fight jobs. He need the executive, he need the judiciary, and he need a legislative branch of government. This is what is going on today. DA, it is unprecedented. DA that we know under this regime, when a judge feather or judge dealer is caught, or even someone who's taking judge, they can take a photo, they do all kind of on the internet. They will put a black wall and that, they put it in suspect, and they photograph you, they placing all over. Today, they are suspect in the country. We don't know their whereabouts, but all they are telling us is an issue of national security concern.
Okay.
Forget about national security concern. Our responsible government, should be able to inform us people. If you don't inform us, we'll be left to speculate. And by speculation, we get information that regime speaker is connected to the judge. Rachel Kuhn.
Thank you.
Madam, they are connected to the judge. That is great, the flow that name. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's talk to this person. Good evening and welcome.
Yeah, okay. This is Hajik Neresia Zulu calling from the
Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute, please. 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for the topic on the discussion. I'm not surprised of this just thing.
Okay.
Because it was the same just people run the campaign on the said that President Weah was killing people, children with drugs and other things. So I'm not surprised.
Okay.
Because I knew that it's going to happen. I knew that it will still happen. And they just listen, if we don't take time, it will not go anywhere. Because this is why the director of the DA holding that particular case, because they don't want to expose the government workers that they are in that particular thing. So I thank you so much for the topic. But we were observing them, we're looking at them.
All right, thank you very much. Let's talk to Masisi. Masisi, welcome to the platform.
Hello?
Yeah, Masisi, welcome.
Thank you. I did my son.
We good here.
Thank you.
Okay.
So I'll be asking him a Prince Johnson for the late Prince Johnson. What is going on? What's going on in my Prince Johnson for what they put to all the deviate from it? What's going on in our country, the Malabu? They put parade with people here, people needs. Call in this country. Like my brother just left the last set. They were not waiting at that time, but they were saying just we are bringing drugs to the country. Knocking our children down, putting it in their nose, preparing them with AIDS. They were protesting all what they play and they camping, they made so out of it. Today they can tell all nothing now. I will say government bringing drugs. If the government said no, that the drug is not good, people bringing the drugs for our children. You're 50% we are yesterday. But today they are telling us, oh, wait, result. What kind of result? We'll do election result. And so we'll do for we're having election, we'll do the result, my children. No. We need answer for Baka and Bloom. We need answer for the DA, but now they said they dropped in the country, they have 4, 5, 6 days. Where we're going, they say it's a transfer point. Now, it's a transfer point now for drugs. It's a transfer point now for drugs. We hearing news, and they're calling Baple, say, oh, Baple won't bring drugs. Okay, we say, oh, 2 liberty. Drugs is talking about, if we want to now for 2 million drugs in the country, and you can believe that. I'm not telling that they men taking money to go. Can you imagine that? People who campaign, who have some, who tell you who got them so today, who got them so go, what happened to the drugs? So you talk about you brought spark and that. So you talk about you brought solar plate. They all want to play, they say there's no ghetto in the country. But they get up for now, they're taking the tea all in the street, all in the airport. What my son? You tell you play help, you play help. They ask Baka a council and they tell who bring the drug, want to know the need. Thank you. I'll tell you, I'll die on a daily basis.
Yeah, thank you very much, Masisi. So, Padmo no calls for now. So you're going.
That was even more than I expected. That was even more than I expected. That was great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sisi. Thank you so much. Wow. And to our listeners out there, we hear you. We hope our government hears you. You guys are the one that's actually living this thing on your day-to-day basis. The Zogos in the street, the different areas, where they have made your communities unsafe. Your children that have been exposed to drugs. You are living this. There's nobody in Liberia right now that can raise their hand and say, somehow, some way, I have not been affected by drugs. Whether it is a friend, whether it is a relative, some people is as close as their own children. Yeah. And we see that even with the Honorable Musa ability and what that man is going through. Just imagine you go to bed every night. You sleep, you have to face your wife. Can you imagine that? And her son is in jail. Yeah. And you have to face that woman every single day. It's too heavy. It's a heavy burden. But he carries it. Just think about the ordinary Liberian ordinary Liberian. The government needs to do something. For me, no, I'm not even interested in information. Let me be honest. Make some arrests. We want to see action. Because even if you get information and no action come behind the information is useless. It's useless. We want to see action. We want to see people arrested. We want to see people prosecuted. We want to see people go to jail. We want to see people properties confiscated. We want to see monies taken from those things and used to help to rehab the victims of this. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. And then when you guys start giving an explanation, we'll eat it. We'll say, yeah, we're eating it, yeah. You know? But until we see action, all the other one are just fly. Are you protecting people? Who are you protecting? Who are you protecting from this? We hope our international partners will not allow you to do this. That they will step up and demand that if you don't do it, they will do it for us. But somebody has to do something to save Liberia from this drug epidemic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Our first topic was really good. Like I promised, we'll spend the next 20, 25 minutes. We'll talk about the World Cup that's happening right now in the Northern Hemisphere. So the World Cup is around once more. It's happening in Canada, the United States, and in Mexico, or what the Mexicans call Mexico. I want to talk about the African teams. I don't care. I don't want to talk about Argentina. I don't want to talk about Portugal. I don't want to talk about Spain. I don't want to talk about England. I don't want to talk about France. None. I don't want to hear their names. I want to talk about Africa. First, we'll start with the controversy.
South Africa.
South Africa, Bafana. This takes me all the way back to the first appearance in the World Cup. At least the one that we all remember, right?
Yeah.
With Bafana, the boys. And the great men like Mark Fish. And how the entire Africa rallied behind South Africa. Look, man, if there is a single country in all of the African continent that has enjoyed the unity and the support of Africa, it is South Africa. No other country come close to that. I remember, was it 92 when Nigeria went to the World Cup? You know, they enjoyed, but not like South Africa. Not like South Africa. Even in the political struggle, they enjoyed the support of all of Africa. Countries like Liberia will put our neck on the chopping board to see South Africa free. We're not going to say here, but you know, when you do good for people, you ain't good to stand there and boast, you know?
Yeah.
But sometimes when a person can't realize the good you did for them, so now you got to sit down and tell it, especially the younger generation. I'm sure the older people who experience it doing that, because you see, the thing about it is that the younger people that are effectuating the xenophobia right now, they didn't really experience, you know, Pete Botha, South Africa, when they massacred children, school children, and Liberia said no more. You know, Liberia said no more. So let's talk about South Africa first. So South Africa opened its match against Mexico.
Yeah.
2010, South Africa played against Mexico again in the opening of the World Cup. I still remember. And it was a great match. And once again, all of Africa, we supported South Africa. This time around, we saw a lot of people saying, no, we're not going to support South Africa. As a matter of fact, we will support Mexico.
Yeah.
and you saw people wearing the Mexican jersey, people speaking Spanish, giving themselves Mexican name, Julio, yeah, all this other Mexican name. You know, the thing about it is, no one should interpret that as hate. You can't hate your brother. But sometimes you have to send a strong message to your brother and say, you have wandered away from the flock. We need you to come back. And when you come back, we'll accept you with open arms. But you have to come back. And we cannot pretend like what you are saying, what you are doing is not hurting us. If any country should be so appreciative of its brothers and sisters, it is South Africa. We stood with you when nobody will stand with you. Look at how you are treating us today. Why? Why? You know, somebody said South Africa is like the family member that everybody supported, put money together, send you to school, send you to university. You get your master's degree. You start working, making money now. Then you put all of your house and say, okay, also, go back to your house, go back to your village. That today you not know us. So that's the first one, you know. So of course they were beaten badly by Mexico. They were beaten badly by Mexico, and then they told the anger issue on the pitch, and they ended up getting 2 red cards.
Yeah.
And remaining with 9 players. You already playing at a disadvantage. Then you go take 2 players from there. Come on now, you know. But we'll open the lines, and I'll ask question concerning South Africa. The question I'll ask concerning South Africa is: do you think that they have received enough punishment, or do you think we should not support them again coming for the next match? I have the schedule pulled up here. But do you think that we should support them? They've been punished enough, or do you think that we should continue to boycott them? Tunisia lost their match, so there are 10 teams right now coming from Africa. 10 teams. So we have South Africa. We'll talk about South Africa. Tunisia lost their match yesterday. Egypt right now is leading Belgium.
Yeah, 1-0.
1-0. And I don't know how old you are, Chief. Me, I'm old man now. But I remember Egypt. When you let Egypt score on you, trust me, Liberia has been a victim many times. When you let Egypt score on you the first time, be the first to score on you, bro, Egypt will hold that one, just like Germany. So I will not be surprised if they score, if they particular game end 1-0, I will not be surprised one bit. Then you have Senegal. Senegal is my favorite in this particular tournament. Senegal is my favorite. I see Senegal as the champions of Africa. That's how I see Senegal right now.
What of Morocco? What of Morocco?
I see Senegal as the champions of Africa right now. I've been talking about own. You were talking your own. I've been talking about own. I still cheer for Morocco. I feel like that decision that was made was not made by the players of Morocco. It was made by the higher ups. It had to do a lot with, national pride, money, prize money is another thing. The money that goes to the winner is different from the money that goes to the second person. So for me, that's my favorite Senegal. I really want to see the match between Senegal and France. Yes, the small brother playing the big brother. Let's be honest, Senegal that France small brother. Okay?
Yeah.
But it will be a great opportunity for Senegal to step up and be like, I might be your small brother, but when the Tambela rolling, when they let her rolling, we are equal on the pitch. It's a great opportunity. I'm looking forward to that match. The Ivory Coast is my second favorite. I think they have a very strong team. They can go very far in this. Morocco did an honest. They try.
Yeah.
Algeria has. I believe Algeria has yet to play, right? I don't think they have played yet. I think they probably will play tomorrow. Of course, the Black Stars of Ghana, our West African brother. And then, of course, you have the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Yeah, DR Congo.
Yes.
First time appearance.
And Cape Verde.
Yeah,
And Cape Verde shocked us today by drawing.
Yeah, by maintaining Spain.
Yes. Yes, they shocked us by drawing with Spain. It was a beautiful game. They really played the game. They had a lot of chances as well. Because the more that the game progressed towards the end, Spain started sending more players into score. And the back was left open. They had so many good chances, that I think if they had a couple of finishers, they might have even beaten Spain 1-0 today. But those are the 10 teams. Those are the 10 teams, people. I want to hear from our people out there. Okay? Our soccer fans, our soccer enthusiasts. I want to hear from you guys. One, we want to hear, do you think South Africa has suffered enough? Do you think we have punished them enough? And now we should open our arms to them and support them during the next match? Or do you think that we should continue to punish them? And then the second question is, among all the African teams, which one is your favorite and why? Why do you think that team is your favorite and they're going to go further? So there you have it, people. Let's talk. We're done with the party. Let's talk some soccer. Okay? Yeah. Our favorite pastime. So let's open the lines. Please announce the numbers. And let's hear from our people on the World Cup. What do you think about South Africa? Do you think they've been punished enough? If they haven't, should we punish them more? Or should we open up?
Let's go to the line. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. My name is Winston. My name is Winston Tapla, calling from Kawe.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Listen to people discussing about the soccer. Yeah. For me, the one I have to say about the South African issue, as for me, I believe, and for this whole World Cup this season, anything South Africa play are for that team. For this season, maybe next season, next time when they qualify for World Cup, when they change, then we change. But for this one, no. Okay. Anything they play are for that team.
So which African team are you supporting?
The African team are supporting Senegal. I support Senegal.
Because Padmo says Senegal, you say Senegal too.
No, it's not because I'm a Senegal fan. I support two teams in the whole World Cup. Senegal and Argentina, but number one is Senegal.
You messy man.
Eh?
You messy man.
And not because I'm messy man, and not because I started Argentina when I'm Crespo now playing football, when Messi now playing football, so I'm Argentina fan.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. Oh. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. So number to call is 0777 959 959, or better still 0881 871 670 are the numbers to call. Let's go to the Lone Star line and talk to this person. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening.
Yeah, your name calling from where?
Thank you very much. Good evening to you, my good brother. Good evening to our Canadian learned brother. I've been in the diaspora.
All right. Go ahead.
You in the diaspora?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say thank you. Good evening to you. Thank you for your evening. Another thing to me, to Corey. For the recommendation for public and focus, Robert.
I know, focus, Robert.
Yes, and you want to get easy for destination.
All right.
You see, for South Africa to receive where they are receiving this World Cup, it even surpassing to them. Because this is the only 10 election that South Africa are hosting. One of them hosting it. South Africa has it. The number one thing. If I'm beginning to say, I think one of the teams that had the largest thing.
Yeah.
Largest support. It was for Africa. That team just 2 weeks ago, after us killing the for your independence, then you start talking us, you beating us, getting rid of all the things to your country, you want to run our country. When we leave your work one day, you want to expect people to run our country. Even July Manima got carried. Or is it July Manima was black here? Because it was not a small castle that nothing that they have fought for. I'm not a small castle, it was not a small castle there. But anyway, for my brother to say, my brother to say that one of the appointment okay, I will tell you the appointment is not okay.
Okay.
This one I'm not even sure nothing yet. I want South Africa to repeat the massive commitment
Okay.
that they will forever remember that they never put on the never for independence on their own, but it was brought up that don't work along with them to get independence. So for me, I supported Ghana. I supported France with my first job in the and my second choice. Sorry. My first choice at Ghana, and my second choice I become African.
First choice Ghana, second choice France. Okay.
So my first choice in Ghana, and my second choice in France.
Okay. Thank you very much.
That's why African team is giving the position that they deserve.
Oh.
We will not fight for them, and we will not be with them. Even the next team, we are going against them massively.
All right, Poker. Thank you. All right. That's the voice of Poker. Number to call 0777 959 959 or better still 0881 871 670 are the numbers to call and be part of the platform, the LIB Feature TV that comes to you every Monday to Friday live on KFM 95.9 with Michael Padmo. So whilst waiting for call, Padmo, you can go ahead.
Okay, so just a quick update. So I know when we're talking, Egypt was leading. Belgium has equalized. And
Lukaku make the day.
Yeah. And so now I believe they're in the 75th minute or very close to that. So getting very close to the dying minute of the game. And so we'll see whether both teams will continue on the attack or they will fall back into the defensive position and just settle for their 1-1. I think right now the way how the game is, anybody score right now, they won't win.
Yeah.
Where the two teams are playing right now. Anybody score, you win. So we'll see. We'll continue watching, but we are so proud of Egypt, the way they are standing up to the Europeans. We are so very proud of Cape Verde, the way they stood up to Spain. And we'll continue to cheer our teams. We look forward to see Senegal go against France. It's almost like Africa against Europe that we'll play.
Yeah. That's what we're seeing.
Yes.
That's what we're seeing.
Yeah, and it's just it's a great thing. You know how we are developing football. I think the team is great. I think it's really, really great. So what your team, man? What you think about South Africa?
For me, South Africa deserve more punishment more than for me. Maybe the next World Cup we'll consider them, but for this one, it deserve more punishment to be real. Yeah, so my team is Ivory Coast because they are our closest neighbor.
Yes.
My Europe team is England. Yeah.
Is England? Okay. Yeah, so there you have it, people. You know, we'll continue to watch it. We'll continue to watch the matches. We are always excited when Africa steps forward.
Yeah.
We have 10 teams in the race. I will be satisfied if 5 out of these 10 teams make it to the knockout stage.
Yeah, the round 16.
Yes. I will be very satisfied if 5 out of the 10 make it there.
Yeah. Because
I know if 5 out of the 10 make it there, you know, at least 2 will come out of there and go into the round of 8. You know, that's just how the numbers play. You know, you have a couple of teams that have their groups are not that complicated. You know, and I was looking at it. You know, I had a few minutes before we started the program, so I was just taking a look at the different groups and stuff like that, you know, and I was like, okay, so the teams that I'm looking at, you know, some of them, they don't have that strict of a group, you know. So like for example, let's see here. For example, Algeria, you know, the strong team they have in the group is Argentina.
Yeah.
Besides that, they have Jordan and Austria. You know, you can make it out of that group. You know, even Senegal, the strong team they have there is France.
Yeah.
Besides there is Norway and Iraq. You know, like if you beat Norway, you know you'll beat Iraq. You know, we're not concerned about Iraq. You know, the only question is, can you at least beat Norway? If you can beat Norway, draw with France, you go through. Yeah, you know. Cape Verde is in a very tough group. So that's why I was really surprised of them because they are there with Spain and Uruguay.
Yeah,
you know, Uruguay is not a small team.
Yeah, that's a
You
huge one.
know, yes. So I was very pleased with how they dealt with France. You know, if you can draw with Spain and draw with Uruguay and beat Saudi Arabia, you have a very good chance of advancing to the second round. You know, Egypt, the same thing. You know, Egypt has Belgium. If they can draw, and Belgium is the strongest team in that group. If they can draw with Belgium, the next two teams is Iran and New Zealand. They can beat those two teams and go through. But there you have it. You know, they got some teams that are in a very tough group. You know, there's some teams that are in a very tough group. So like Morocco is there with Brazil. You know,
Yeah.
Ivory Coast is there with Germany.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll see. We'll see how it will be. You know, we'll see how it will be. As for me, like I said earlier, you know, maybe I'm just a forgiving person. You know, but. You know, they are our brothers. You know, they are our brothers, and
So do you want to forgive them?
for me, if they will come out right now, you see, the only thing is left right now is for them to come out and speak. You
Sure.
know, and say, Africa, we're sorry. You know, that word sorry can go far.
Yeah.
You know, just somebody hearing you say we are sorry. For me, that would be enough. You know,
Okay.
that would be enough to open our arms. You know, I feel like South Africa is like a relative that's dealing with trauma, you know, and sometimes trauma manifests itself in different ways, you know, and I feel like that is how they are manifesting their trauma, you know. When you have an entire country of people that have been subjected to apartheid, and they come out of it, they are now rehabilitated, you know, and they continue to struggle in their country, and they don't see a way out. Their behavior, you know, is unpredictable. How they do their things, who they see as enemy, who they don't, you know,
Yeah.
it turns out that way. But I've been to South Africa. I was in South Africa last year. I think last year this time I was in a beautiful country. I went to Africa. I said, I see why the white people don't want to leave from here. It is a beautiful country. It is beautiful. I wouldn't lie to, and when I say beautiful, I'm not talking about the buildings. I'm talking about the environment, the vegetation, the temperature, the climate. You know, beautiful country. The hilly mountains, very beautiful country. Very, very beautiful country. So I understand why the white people were trying to hold that place. But it's a beautiful country. I see why people want to move there. I see why people want to go there, you know. And you know, South Africans have to find their own way and stop blaming everybody else for their struggles, you know. Stop blaming everybody else. Like just how I tell Liberians, you know, stop blaming the Lebanese man, the Indian man. No, you have to find your way. You have to find your way through this. And maybe it starts with how you elect your representative.
Sure.
Maybe that's where it starts. Because if you elect the right people will create the right environment for investors to come in and hire you, and then you are moving up the ladder. Even if it is a Lebanese man or it is a concession, if you elect the right people, they will hold those people accountable. So that when we sign how you call it, when we sign we sign agreements with them, okay? If we sign agreements with them, in that agreement it says you can bring a technician, but a technician can only stay for 2 years. Yeah. After that, you must have trained this number of Liberians to take over, and you elect people into office that will hold those people accountable. From the day they walk in, say, where are your technicians? When are they going to start training the Liberians? Where are you with that process? And following step by step, every 3 months, every 6 months, one report. How many Liberians have you trained? How many Liberians have you hired into the positions? How many Liberians have you elevated? How many Liberians have you promoted? We are looking at a deadline. The deadline says 24 months. So that means within 6 months, you must have made progress. Within 12 months, you must have made progress. Within 18 months, you are trying to wind down. Within 24 months, you send your people home. And then you step in with Liberians. if you elect the proper people, leaders that will do that and hold those companies accountable, whether it is B Mountain or whether it is how you call it, Golden Horizon, MN Gold, whatever it is. If you come in to take our goal, this is how much you pay us. You go all you can, they how much you pay. You not want it? Go. We'll find a different person.
Yeah.
The late Sekou Touré, he used to say that many times. As Todmore was opening up Liberia to investors, Sekou Touré, Guinea was far behind. And Sekou Touré to say, we prefer to have freedom and be struggling in poverty than for money to flow and then we lose control of our country. I just paraphrase it, but that's what he used to say. Today, look at Guinea. Today, look at Guinea. And we are still struggling to catch up. They used to me won't go Guinea who me won't go Guinea to do anything. The Guinea people won't come to all.
Yeah.
Me won't go Sierra Leone who me, go Sierra Leone, I beg you, man. The Sierra Leone people won't come to all. That's how Liberia looking. Liberia, America. Liberia, America. That's how we're looking. We don't need to go anywhere. The only country we should leave out, the only country Liberia used to leave, Liberia used to leave Liberia for, like America. Other than that, we will lack other the sub-region. It wasn't until 1990 when the war came, before Liberians started leaving Liberia to go Guinea, to go Sierra Leone, to go Ghana, to go Nigeria. We never used to go to the places. Everything was boiling right in Liberia. Anything you wanted, if you live in Liberia, you see Liberian men pack a bag and say, I'm getting on plane, America. Because that's the only country who felt better than Liberia. And it doesn't mean all you have to do, people. That's why I say it falls on you. You have to elect better leaders. You have to elect people. Leaders will be better if you challenge them. That's how you're looking. Yeah. Leaders will be better if you challenge them. If you don't challenge them, they will be lazy. They won't work. But if you bring them in, you say, my man, you get this amount a year. If you don't do something and so thing, we will not re-elect you again. And that man can, and he play flaka, and you're voting all. Guess what happened on the next minute coming behind him? We say, those people there, when I pay attention, the people then will throw me away. That's how elected leaders have to be. That's how they have to be. You have to show them you're serious. And you have to show them that you're willing to vote them all and put different person in. If you can do that, they will start paying attention to you. They'll be scared of you. When you talk, they will listen. They say, what you say? What you want me to do? You just tell me. Simple. It's a trade. You want a job, first we'll give you the job. But you go there, this is what you'll do for us. You will do this, you will do that, you will do the other. You will advocate on our behalf. When we bring up a problem, you will take it, you run with it. You will not wait till 2029 when election comes in 6 months, then for you start visiting the district. So it falls on us, people. And the same thing to Africa. So Africa is going to have to find a way. They can't blame the foreigners. If I can leave Nigeria, I can leave Ghana, I can leave Liberia, and I can go to Africa in a strange land, and I hustle and better my life more than you that were born there. Chief, I'm not the problem. You the problem. You the problem. I don't even get right to vote in South Africa. I just here. Yeah, but I put my hustle on the ground. I open my little market. My market I tend to store. Then you won't put my store down cheap. And you are here, I meet you here on the ground. You can speak the language.
Yeah.
Your neighbor stream buried here. Leave with you now. How you operating? You can't blame me. You can't blame me. It's how you operating. But it's been a great afternoon, people. As we wind down, I want to tell our viewers out there in social media. I want to tell our listeners out there in Radio Land. Look, it's been a great time. I always look forward to Mondays where you got Monday. It's the highlight of my week. because I get to spend it with you, and the time goes by so fast. Okay, it goes by so fast. But I will just take the last few minutes just to recalibrate all the things we've talked about. Okay.
Okay.
So we open up with first the drug issue. We talked about, the June 8th, the drugs were discovered at RA. We waited. We not heard anything from the people. We started to grumble. Finally, June 13th. So that's why 5 days later, the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency came out with a press release. All they say to us is, we see what you say, but we're investigating, so we're not giving you any information. Now, Liberians are asking the question, why? Why you won't give us information? Because that excuse where you give us, say you will compromise, if you give information, will compromise the investigation. How? Information already also. The whole world know drug were confiscated. If I pick my phone right now and ask Google, say, Google, what is the hottest topic in Liberia right now? They will tell me seizure of drugs.
Yeah.
90 million, so and so. The whole world know. So the people that own that drugs, they already know. They know the drugs were confiscated. The people who took the drugs when it came here, who possessed the drugs, who held onto it, who are trying to put it on a plane, the people know. The one you catch, the other people already know. They already know. So what exactly are you holding? What kind of information are you holding? And this is why people are starting to ask the question. What started off as just propaganda, CDC propaganda, because they say, oh, you do me, I will do you. So some were in power, and you say, Joey, were importing drugs. So now Jamba will say, Joseph Boga importing drugs. Joseph Boga people but now people asking questions, say, is it true? Is it really true? Now the story now is starting to take hold because we are keeping it secret. So now people asking questions. So is it really? And then our mind go all the way back to Unity Party first administration. People 1, people 2. We saw what happened in the country. People 1, people 2. Nobody held accountable. So when you come back now and people start talking about the same thing again, what do you want for us to do? What do you want for us to do? So here we are. Look around you. Look around you. I was in Memorial a month ago. You know, your heart breaks. I have never seen an old Zogo. I say old Zogo don't exist, but I have never seen an old Zogo.
Yeah.
All the Zogo that I see, that young people. All the Zogo that I come across, whether Johnson Street there, you know, before you bend to go to the new bridge, whether Macklin Street, behind finance there, whether down Central Street there by the graveyard. So young people, I see.
Sure.
So young people. This is our future. The young people are our future. If we don't protect them, if we don't rehabilitate them, if we don't keep them safe from drugs, if we don't give them something positive to look forward to, then who will take over the country? Who will take Liberia from where it is right now to where it's supposed to be? You know, we have to protect these people. We have to do it. That's our responsibility. If we don't do it, foreigners are not going to do it.
Sure.
So we look forward to the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. We look forward to the Liberia National Police. We look forward to the National Security Agency and all of Liberia's joint security apparatus, immigration, LRA, the whole group. The Liberian people are looking to you to do something this time around. Do something this time. And to the politicians out there, I tell you, you're worrying about 2029. If you don't solve the problem, it will haunt you 2029. Yeah. I promise you. See the women out there, they're cheering in drugs. You think they will take a lot about 2029 for you when you let the drug thing pass? Go out, Joe, we are. About $100 million when they let people go. You will see what happened. The women never forgot. And that's why when this administration came to power, they put on their black t-shirt and they came outside so you could see them.
Yeah.
And it reminded you, President Boyka, they said, you told us public enemy number one was drugs. On your first week in office, they took you to the clinic so you could get your urine. As a symbol, we all knew you were now on drugs. Nobody expected you to be positive with drugs. But we saw it as a symbol. You were symbolizing that, look, we're not playing for if I can leave my house, instead of going to where I come in here now to come people in cup. If I can do it, then you should know what I expect from everybody else. So we believed you. Now it's time for you to take action. And if anybody drop the ball, you need to take action against them. That's how it has to be. That's how it has to be. But we look forward to you all, Liberia Joint Security, to solve this one. You got to solve this one. People got to go to jail. People have to be arrested. We have to see them. You have to parade them. We have to see them. And please don't come with no fully weak case, like some 12 case. Don't bring that thing in front of us. You go call what Emmanuel Zion. You go call Emmanuel Zion. The men that I was saying, what kind of thing is this? When they get suspect, what the suspect Emmanuel Zion? Oh, I said, but I need something for me though. When I go look it up, I said Emmanuel Zion died. That was it. But so you don't play for it all. You go take day by the knee and bring it. You don't try that thing, man. The Liberian people are listening. They are waiting. Okay? They are listening and they are waiting. And it's up to you. It's up to you to show us that you're serious. So, we'll end it with the World Cup. Like we said, the 10 teams of Africa. All right. The 9 teams of Africa. With this or Africa from there.
Yes, South Africa.
The 9 teams of Africa. Okay. Tunisia, Egypt, Senegal, the Ivory Coast, Morocco, Algeria, Ghana, Cape Verde, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So in that group, let me see, like West Africa get 1, 2, 3 strong. Yeah. 3 strong group. Wow. Hey, West Africa. It's proud, man. Look, like I said, I owe me now. I remember when they said World Cup, that was North Africa.
Yeah.
Algeria, Egypt, Tunisia, Morocco, year after year. Then Cameroon managed to join that group.
Yeah.
And that was it. No other teams to go to World Cup. Tell the North Africans in Cameroon. The North Africans in Cameroon. Now look today. If Nigeria had not fallen, Nigeria now would have been the 4th team from West Africa.
Yeah.
Going. We're not talking about our country. We'll keep working. We'll keep working. We'll keep working. We're not talking, we'll get there. It's one of the things that I want to see in my lifetime. Is to see the red, white, and blue on that stage, on that pitch, the World Cup. We've been to a lot of things. I remember when I was much younger, we are not going to Cup of Nations. We're not going to, the World Cup. That's want to see Africa. Want to see Liberia, red, white, and blue at the World. Even if I don't even care who win. I don't even get that. We just need to appear. We need to play our national anthem. We need to hear it. Sure. And some of that day, our lock up will use it to go. I don't care what they put it on the moon. We'll go there. We'll go see that game. We'll stand in history and say, I was there when Liberia sent out the ball and played in the World Cup. But those are the things that bring the country together. Those are the things I remember. I believe it was 1992, and anybody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was 1992 when Nigeria played in the World Cup. And I had a friend. I was in Liberia at the time, and I had a friend who used to travel back and forth to Nigeria. And the guy told me, he said, Mike, when Nigeria scored, he said, when Nigeria scored that first goal, he said, I saw people who were bitter enemies hugging each other. It brought the entire Nigeria together. Nobody, there was no north, no south, no Delta region. No, it was just Nigeria.
Yeah.
And everybody were waving the green and white. Those are the kind of things that unite a nation. Those are the kind of things. So we look forward to it. So we'll come back again next week. We'll see where we are. We'll touch base on it. We'll have a lot of politics to talk next week. But we'll touch base on the World Cup as it goes along. You know, it will be an exciting time, man. It will be an exciting time. This is the world's most favorite sport, the world's most popular sport. Okay. Sure. And so the whole world is watching. So, but thank you so much, Sese, for sticking with me. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Don't be a dude, man. Anytime, just hit me up. We can, you know, when I'm in town, I'll hit you up. Okay. And yeah, we'll link up. But thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it. Thank you so much to our viewers out there for sticking with us for these 2 hours. We appreciate you. We will be back next week, Monday, to kick off the week. LIB Future TV is here all week with programs Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, so same time, 7 p.m. Liberian time. Stick with us and let's together help our government, help our people move to a better area. Thank you so much, Sese. You have a great evening, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome.
LIB, stand up. Take me back to Liberia, where the drums still play my song. Take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
LIB Future TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.